Hi, my name is Salman Amir, and in this video I will show you how to create the planet rings. Like the Saturn planet have the rings like this. And after creating the rings, we are connected the rings to the planet rotation. So if I change the rotation of my planet like this, the ring will follow the rotation of my planet. And I can change in, so this one is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. And the link for the project file is in the description. You can download and practice at your own. I have here the two textures, like the planet 4K. Double click. This is my planet 4K texture, and this one is my space scene background texture. So first I'm going to create a new composition and set to my the space scene, and the width and height 1920 by 1080, frame rate 30, 10 seconds long, and hit OK. And then we need to import our first texture, which is a space. We are using this space texture as a background of our scene, and is not good or the size of this space texture. So I'm going to right click on this space PNG layer and going to transform and fit to comp, or you can just type a short key Ctrl Alt and F. So it will fit your image according to your composition. Now we need to add some planet texture or creating. You can use this texture and add effect, perspective, and CC sphere. It will turn your this planet 4K texture into a round sphere. You can rotate this by X, Z or Y axis. So I'm not using this texture for now because the short example to you is created with the solids and some effects. So I will go for that example to show you how to create a planet like this. So I'm going to create a new layer by right click here in the layer, new, and new solid, and this will be my planet. Now we need to add some gradient ramp effect. So selecting the planet, going to the effect, and then going to the generate and the gradient ramp effect. But in the CS6 version of the gradient ramp is named as the ramp. So we need to first change our colors from white to like the warmer, and then this black into again the yellowish color, make it little yellow. Okay, and then we need to add one more effect to achieving the planet look, and we are going to add a noise effect, which is the fractal noise. As you can see, our fractal noise is applied, but our color is not shown. So first we need to change the blending mode of the fractal noise into the multiply. So as you can see, we have showed our color, and we need to just change the contrast to 25 instead of default 100, And now we need to add our perspective effect to getting the planet look. So our texture is ready, and now we need to add effect, perspective, and add a CC sphere. As you can see, I have my planet look, and I can change the light by moving the direction or just changing the height to full or the half. So this seems okay for me, and now we need to go to the rotation. So if I change my Y rotation, the planet is changing. So without further delay, we need to add our rings to achieving the Saturn planet type of look. So without selecting my layers, I'm going to select the ellipse tool from this shape tool, selecting the ellipse tool, and the fill should be none. Fill should be set to none, okay, and the stroke should be to the solid color, okay. And stroke weight, we will change this stroke weight later, and enable the title action safe, and then from the center just go from the center and click and drag by holding the shift. As you can see, if I press shift, it will give me the perfect circle, and if I pressed shift and control and drag, so it will center, it will generate this ellipse from the center. So I have applied my first ring and name this as the rings or the planet rings. So select these rings again, and now we need to add changing the width of the stroke, make it a little bigger, like the 40 is good. Or now we need to add another ring. This one will be narrow, and just make it like it's touching this one, and change the width size to the 10, and you can duplicate from here and changing the size, but I'm changing here, like if this one is my outer, the second one is the narrow one. So if I just duplicate this, Ctrl D, this one, make it above from this second one, and if I just go on the ellipse group, ellipse 3 group, and the ellipse path, and changing the size to like small, if I achieve this effect. So as you can see, I have changed my size here. And if you don't want to look these all groups, so just select your rings and type the size. So click on the size of the ellipse 3 and press S twice. So as you can see, I have solo this size property. Now we need to just disable the title action safe, and my layer control transform is showing. So in view, show layer controls, so it will hide for the clean. And now we need to make this 3D, because if you don't make it 3D, then the transform value of the rotation will just give you a one, like you can just rotate it as the clockwise or the anti-clockwise. Now if I make this layer into 3D, it will give me the X, Y and Z rotation because it's 3D now. So if I select the ring and press R to reveal the rotation properties, and if I just rotate this in Y, so as you can see it's completely 3D, and I'm just changing this X rotation for now to 67.5 to achieve that look, but it's not intersecting the planet because your planet is not in a 3D. Make this also a 3D. So as you can see, we have this ring and rotation. So as you can see, we have achieved this ring effect, but place below to your planet layer for without disturbing the any changes. And then if I want to change if I change this X rotation, so my planet is revolving around the X rotation, but my rings is still not following this. And also if I select my move selection tool and select the planet and move it any side, the ring is not following. So we need to parent this also. So in this parent and link option, you can select from this none to planet. So if just move the planet, then the ring will follow. And if I change the rotation, I want to the rotation of the ring follow the planet rotation. So I need to add some expression so which will be linked to this planet property. So selecting this rotation values X, Y and Z, and going to the animation and add expression, and just collapse the expression editor and click anywhere in this layer panel and select the planet layer to get this effect control window or panel, and just collapse the X, Y and Z rotation if you didn't in the CC sphere, and then just parent one by one to this X to X rotation, Y to Y rotation, and click anywhere in the layer panel to refresh. And now at the last one, the Z rotation. So if I change this layer, so it will follow the rotation, but it is going to the inverse. If I like my value is going to positive, the rings is not following the positive. So how can I fix this? Selecting the rings and press R to reveal the rotation properties. Select all and collapse the expression editors to each value, and just add a minus or a negative to the start of the every expression you added. Negative, and also this one negative. Now if you go to the planet layer and change the rotation, so it will stay in this rotation of your planet. You can move anywhere, like the X value or in the Y value. it will follow the rotation property. Make the 67.5, and now if I move this to here, so it's linked. Now we need to add some sun, and so we have created this ring, and now we need to add some customization to the ring, planet, and the space, and adding some elements like sun and etc. And for sun, I'm using the solid layer. Make this like the star or sun. We have this black solid, and select the ellipse tool and select the star layer and click and drag by holding shift and I think this is good for me. Size is good. Now we need to add some effects to this star. So I am hiding the layer control for this and selecting the star and adding the effect like the generate, fill effect. And now we need to change the fill to the something like the brownish or yellow, orangish yellow, and add just one more effect like the stylize and glow. So, and first select the color A to this planet color. No, just this one to B, and this one should be to like the white or brownish. Make it a little bit lighter. So if I just increase the glow radius to like 230 and change the glow intensity to 2, and also glow threshold to low the, or just make it a little where I achieve the effect like this. 60 would be good, I think. Yeah, 60. This is good. 66.1. And now we need to duplicate this glow effect, and Ctrl D, and one more time glow. So the third glow should be changed to like 1, and the glow radius to 0. So we have this type of effect, and also the glow threshold to, or the compositing original to like on top. So as you can see, and changing this glow threshold to like if I change this to achieve this effect, like make this to like orangey look. So okay, this is perfect for me. So our star is also created, the sun or the star, whatever you call. Now we need to add another layer of new layer, and this will be our adjustment layer, and the adjustment should be like the flare, the element of flare, and we need to add like effect, and then go to the generate and create a lens flare. So we have lens flare here, and change this flare center to the center of your star layer, and then change this to the 105 mm prime. So as you can see, I have my flare added, and now we need to adjust some and customize our elements also. Our sun is good, or star is good. Now we need to change the space PNG, the background layer, to something like dark. Add effect and channel, color channel, and then curves, and just move it like here, and this one is also here. Make it a little bit of like this, and the star scale should be like 75. I think my anchor point is not placed. Yes, it's not placed in the right place. You can press Ctrl Alt and Home to center it, or just by selecting this anchor tool and then move it by holding the Control key to move it to the center of your layer. Now we need to just move the star layer to where my flare is, or just go to the flare and flare center set to there. So my space is also good. Now we need to change the rings look to something else. Need to view and disable the show layer control, and rings, effect, and add noise, and add the fractal noise, and change the fractal noise basics is good for me. Noise type to set to linear, and change the contrast to something like 25, and change the brightness to -15 or 25. I think -25 would be good for me. Yes. And now go to the transform tab and change the scale to 20 is good for me. And now close all the group properties of the fractal. So if I just move like the planet, rings will follow. The link for this project file is in the description. Download and practice at your own.